Hello friends, thank you for watching my first video and I really appreciate the views and the positive comments that you guys have given me. Now I'm going to proceed with my second video, and in this video I'm going to talk about inserting rows, inserting columns, inserting sheets, copying sheets, moving sheets, renaming sheets, hiding and unhiding multiple sheets, changing the tab color of the sheets and working on multiple sheets together. For and also one more thing I would like to tell you is that one of the viewers has requested that if I'll make this videos in Hindi, that will help them understand the video more effectively. So I'm gonna make videos in English as well as in Hindi. So guys, let's start with our first exercise. So if you want to insert a row between B and E, so what we are going to do is that we're going to right click and then we're gonna select the option insert. Once we select the insert option, we'll get a row that is automatically inserted between B and E. And same thing, if we want to add a column between B and C, then we're gonna right click and then we're gonna select insert option, and then we'll get a column inserted between column C now and column E. As we know that there are a lot of shortcuts in Excel to do the same thing, so I'm gonna insert the row using the keyboard shortcut. So let's say if I want to add a row between D and G, so I'm gonna select the whole row by pressing shift and space button. Once the row is selected, I need to press Ctrl plus and a row will be inserted between these two rows. Another shortcut of doing the same thing is that go on your keyboard, press Alt IR and a row will be inserted. Now let's move on to inserting a column using keyboard. So the shortcut for that is simple. You again need to select the whole column, which can be done by pressing Ctrl and space. Once you have selected the whole column, you need to press Ctrl plus and a new column will be inserted. Another shortcut of doing the same thing using keyboard is press Alt IC and a column will be inserted. So let's move on to our next exercise, which is basically inserting a sheet in Excel. So the simplest way of adding a sheet in Excel is click on the plus button. Once you click on plus button, a new sheet will be inserted. Another way of doing the same thing through keyboard is pressing Shift F11. This will help you create sheet with the keyboard, and I prefer using Shift and F11 button because it is more convenient for me. Instead of moving the cursor around, I just press Shift F11 button and a new sheet is inserted, and I can add as many as number of sheets pressing the button again and again, which I think is better. As you can see that there are a lot of sheets in my workbook now, so I'm going to delete these sheets and move on to my next exercise, which is going to be copying and moving a sheet. So guys, copying and moving a sheet is really simple. You just need to click on any sheet and that click should be a right click. Once you right click, then you can see a window which says move a copy. So if you want to create a copy, that it is mandatory for you to click on create a copy, otherwise it is going to move the sheet instead of copying the sheet. And above on the drop down menu, you can see there is an option for you to click on, which gives you an option whether you want to copy or move this sheet in the same workbook or you want to copy or move the sheet in some other workbook. If you want to copy or move it to a new book, then you can select the new book, and if you want to copy it in your same workbook, then you need to select the same workbook. In addition to that, you can also choose where you want to copy your worksheet within a workbook. Like here we have an option to copy the worksheet between topics to be covered and sheet 2, and we can also move it to the end. Now here I'm going to copy it to the end and I'm going to hit the OK button, and you can see that we have a new sheet here. Sometimes you might face problems in moving and copying a workbook because the other workbook that you have opened is not appearing in the move or copy option. The reason for that is that Excel thinks that you have opened the workbook from some other window. So if you're facing this problem, the solution for that is that you need to go on open and open the workbook from here instead of directly opening the workbook from somewhere else. So we are finished with copying a sheet in Excel, and now let's move on to our next exercise, which is moving a sheet in Excel. Moving a sheet in Excel is very similar to copying a sheet. Let's suppose that I want to copy sheet number 7. I'm going to right click on sheet number 7 and I'm going to get the same menu again, move or copy. Now if I click on move to the end, my sheet will move to the end. But now I want to move my sheet to a new book, that is book 1. So I'm going to select book 1 from there and hit the OK button without selecting the create a copy button. Now you can see that our sheet has been moved to the new sheet. So guys, this was copying a sheet in Excel, but what about the shortcut? I have a shortcut that can really help you in copying a sheet in Excel and also in moving a sheet in Excel. So if you want to move a sheet, then you can directly drag that sheet, and if you want to copy a sheet, for that you just need to click on the sheet, hold it and press the control button along with it. Once you drag it, you will be able to copy the sheet, and it's really simple and real quick. So let's move on to our next exercise, which is renaming a workbook. Renaming a workbook can be done simply by double clicking on the name of the sheet, and you can type the name of the new sheet. So let's suppose I want to rename the name to 1. So I'm going to type the name as 1. There is another way of doing the same thing, which is you go to the sheet, right click on that and you select the option rename, and from there you can rename it. And the third way in Excel to do the same thing is that you press Alt and then OHR, and then you can rename the sheet. All of the things will give us the same result, but the thing that I use most is that I use double click, or I use the shortcut that is Alt OHR to rename the sheet name. Now since I want to teach you how to change the tab colors of the sheet, I'm going to make few copies of my sheet 1 by using a shortcut that I told you before. I'm going to press the control button. Along with it, I'm going to use the left click of the mouse. I'm going to drag it and make 3 copies from my sheet 1. Let's suppose that I want to hide sheet 1. So I'm going to right click on the sheet 1 and I'm going to hit the hide button if I want to hide this sheet. But if I want to hide first and third sheet, then I'm going to select both of the sheets using the control button, and then I'm going to right click and hit the hide button. Another way of hiding a sheet is pressing Alt OHH, and this will hide my sheet. So as you can see, my second sheet is now hidden. Let's unhide our sheets which we have hidden. So for unhiding, we again need to click on any sheet. The click should be a right click, then we are going to choose the option unhide. From there we can choose the sheets that we want to unhide. And the another way of unhiding sheets is pressing the keyboard shortcut Alt OHU, and from there we're going to select the sheet that we want to unhide, and then we are going to hit the enter key or the OK key. Now if I want to change the tab color of all the sheets, I'm going to select all the sheets from first to third. I'm going to right click on them, and from there I can choose the color of my tab whichever I want. So I've chosen a yellow color. The next most important thing that I want to tell you is that working on multiple sheets together. So this is a important thing that you should know, because sometimes you need to work on sheets that have same fields of data in it, and then you're doing the same exercise in each worksheet individually. However, if the format of the sheet is same, then instead of working individually in a sheet, you can work on all the sheets together. So I'm going to show it how it's being done. So let's suppose I want to enter something on D7 column of my workbook in every sheet. One way of doing is that simply I'm going to go in each sheet and I'm going to write on D7 Ankit, or the other way is, but before that I'm going to tell you that the format of each sheet needs to be same. If a row is down, let's say here, if the moving sheet row is down, it's not going to work efficiently. It has to be necessarily in the same format. Now to work on all the 3 sheets together, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select all the sheets by pressing shift button and clicking on 3. So by doing this, I have all the 3 sheets selected. Now I'm going to go to my cell D7 and I'm going to write my name on it. Now you can see that in all the sheets 1, 2 and 3, I can see my name on D7 column. I hope that you have enjoyed this lesson and you have learned a little bit about Excel from this episode. And I hope that if you like my videos, you're gonna click the thumbs up button there and you are going to subscribe my channel for further videos that are going to come through. Thank you.